Okay, this is an uncomfortable subject. But let's face it, we're in the business of trust and money. And while we pride ourselves on our high level of honesty, even we are not immune from the occasional bad apple. I'm talking about internal fraud. The consequences are swift, certain, and severe. Jobs are lost, family and friends embarrassed. And finally, there's the possibility of going to jail and the obligation to repay every penny of the missing money. Ethics rules aren't meant to be stretched. If they are, ouch, well, they inevitably come back to bite you.
What did they do wrong? There are many business scandals, but the Wells Fargo scandals was for different than your typical. They were involved with the creating fake accounts using real customers' info and your money and money to meet company-wide goals. They created a culture highly vulnerable to corruption by pushing result and company goals rather than employee-customers relation.
Why is the scan different? Unlike story of greedy COO like Martin or unethical behavior from a small group like the Volkswagen engineering. Rather than a few bad apples, the unethical behavior involved thousands of employees within the company. Unlike most scanned headlines involving personal financial gain, this was more so related to meeting aggressive organization sell gold.
Who was involved in the Wells Fargo scandal? First of all, thousands of Wells Fargo employees engaged in secretly creating new accounts for customers without their knowledge. Then, CEO John Stumpf created the employee sales goals known as the GREAT Initiative, which pushed employees to increase the average number of accounts per customer from 6 to 8. And also customers were being charged overdraft and other fees without any knowledge on how or why.
In Chapter 8 of our textbook, we talked about multiple forms of organizational control models. Wells Fargo implemented control models that slowly became detrimental to the organization's sustainability and image. Wells Fargo senior executives implemented overly aggressive goals, such as the GREAT Initiative, which pushed employees to gain accounts through any means necessary.
Employees used highly unethical methods to reach the organizational goals set by higher authority. This may have helped keep their high rankings among competition, but hurt their current and potential customer market. The Wells Fargo's debacle, involving the creation of as many as 2 million accounts without customers' permission, is only the latest black eye for bankers. Wells has also previously faced accusations of discriminatory mortgage lending practices from local and federal authorities.
This scandal has taken a huge toll on Wells Fargo's profitability, but even more so on their image as a trustworthy bank. The negative publicity has created cause for change within the organization. This could have been avoided if, rather than pushing unobtainable organizational goals, senior executives should have used their power and authority to create more beneficial tactics for increasing power. Tactics that increased employee productivity, but stayed within the constraints of ethical business practices.
Uncomfortable subject, but remember me, Wells Fargo? I'm your fraud guy. You know, from the video that, judging by your behavior, none of you assholes watched. Oh, and as I'm sure you've already noticed, I did steal this suit from wardrobe. Go ahead, criticize me for taking something that didn't belong to me. I dare you. I fucking dare you. Anyway, there were some things I didn't mention in that video because I just presumed they went without saying. So, to be clear, don't set crazy sales goals that encourage your staff to open fake accounts. Don't punish whistleblowers by firing them. And don't illegally repossess soldiers' cars when they're on active duty. Come on, Wells Fargo. These are basic lessons for being a human being. Get your shit together. And I'll tell you why. It turns out ethics violations aren't actually like a rubber band. Oh, they're more like a dildo attached to a boomerang. Because they will come back, and they will fuck you.